Good morning, students. It's a small effort from St. Paul Senior Secondary School to reach out to you with the notes which may help you in study. There are a few chapters that I will discuss and share it here, and a few other chapters will be discussed by Ronita ma'am and other teachers. So today I'm going to discuss the poem Dust of Snow, written by Robert Frost. The poem, it's not possible to read out all the lines, although the poem has only 8 lines. It's small in structure but huge in significance. So first I will discuss the summary of the poem, then the poetic device used in the poem, and the social message related to the poem. So first, the summary is, the first stanza of the summary is, the poem is set in a scene where the poet had already been in a bad mood, and he was walking by a hemlock tree. As he was passing by, a crow happened to shake the branch of the tree. As a result, some dust of snow fell on him. The readers are left in a doubt about the bird's specific action. Here, the two agents of nature, hemlock tree and crow, are signifiers of sadness. Therefore, these two are identical to the poet's present mood, that is sad tone. This is the first. This is a summary of the first stanza, and the second stanza starts with this: for some unknown reason, the author was having a terrible day, but the falling of the snow on his head lifted his mood instantly. He had already spent his day in a bad mood, but the rest of it was saved by the crow and the hemlock tree. Generally, the hemlock tree and crow are used for negative references, but the poet used them beautifully to portray that inauspicious things can bring joy and happiness. One must not take things for granted and should be open whichever way the nature chooses to bless us. This is the summary of the second stanza. All the students must read the poems minutely, the two stanzas. Now I'm going to discuss the poetic device used in the poem. The first poetic device used in the poem is symbolism. Hemlock tree and crow both are symbolized here, both symbolized with an ominous or negative sign. Second poetic device used in the poem is irony. Irony means what is being said just oppositely is meant. So here also the hemlock tree and the crow are both ironically presented. We generally consider hemlock tree a poisonous tree and the crow as a negative sign, but here both this negative sign or the negative agents of nature lifted the poet's dejected mood. So therefore these are not exactly negative but rather carrying a positive tone, and therefore these two are ironically presented. Second, the third figure of speech is alliteration. The line in the second stanza, and saved some part. In this line, saved and some both started with the letter S. Therefore, it's an example of alliteration. Next, poetic device used in the poem is an enjambment. Enjambment spelling Enjambment. Enjambment. Enjambment means when some sentence continues to the next line without the use of any punctuation mark, it's called enjambment. The entire poem is an example of enjambment, as there is no punctuation marks found in the poem. So these are the poetic device used in the entire poem. Now the social message that the poet has given throughout the poem is that the poem focuses on the two agents of nature, hemlock tree and the crow, but sometimes that negative agent uplifted the speaker's mind. So we should not consider anything negative blindly. Sometimes such negative agent may turn our mood in a positive tone. So therefore, we can say the poet conveys the message through this poem that little things sometimes can bring big changes, or hard times in life will lead to happier times. This is the social message in a nutshell. Now I will give some questions to write. You can note it down. After reading the entire poem, you can write down the answer of the given questions. The first question is, what does hemlock tree and crow signify? Second question, what is the background of the poem? How does frost present nature in dust of snow? Number 4 is, a comment and you have to explain the comment. The comment is, frost has broken the preconceived notion. Explain after the poem Dust of Snow. Number 5 questions is, what social message do you get from the poem? Thank you. Have a nice day.